the first thing, have to and must. We use it for obligation. Obligation in Arabic, like something we call majburiya, or necessity. Necessity, obligation, necessity. Necessity, it means ضرور, ضرورة, something important, something important. We cannot delay it. We should do that. In speaking, have to and must, you can exchange. You can or interchange, we call it. You can interchange it. I can say I have to, or I can say I must. It will give you the same meaning, same meaning almost. Like I must go now, I have to go now. Now you have to study today. You must study today. In speaking, no problem. We can use it together. It's in the same meaning. But actually, there is a little bit difference between them when we use it. Obviously, now for academic purposes, it's better to know the difference, right? Have to and must, it gives the same meaning, like obligation or necessity. But we use have to when we talk about rules and regulations and laws. It is important to do something, not because you think it is important. It is because law or rule or regulation, it is required from you. If you don't do that, there might be a problem actually. For example, every Turkish person has to go to army, or every Egyptian person or every Egyptian man has to go to army, has to. Why? Because it is a law written in the law. You see? So it is not your opinion. So you have to do that. It is external obligation. You understand? Or for example, when you make a contract, for example, Mr. Ahmed, you work for a company. So every morning, maybe 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, you have to go to the company. You have to be there. Why? Because you signed a contract. I follow the rules of this company. You sign the conditions. So one of the conditions is you have to be in the office at 9 o'clock every morning. Okay, so it's not your opinion now. You have to follow the rules. That is when we use have to, guys. You got it? Here, we use have to talk about rules and obligations. You see, obligation means majburiya. Rules, it means rules. Now, must, what about must? We use must here. It is important. It is like rules and obligations as well, but it is personal. Personal, like, oh, I must buy a new shirt. It's getting old. It's not a rule. It is not a rule, actually. I mean, they made a mistake, actually. I should remove that. They made a mistake. Okay. It is about personal thinking that it is important. Do you understand? Like, I must clean the kitchen today. It's getting dirty. I must clean. It is darur. It is important, but it is your opinion. You believe it is important now. It is not a rule of a company or law of a country. Do you understand the difference, guys? So have to is external obligation. It is not your opinion. Must is your opinion. I will give you another very real example, really realistic example. For example, I'm sitting with my friend in a flat, and I can see that he is not feeling well. He's not feeling well. He's kind of sick. So I say, what? You should go to Dr. Ahmed. You should go to doctor. You should. Now, my advice, I'm giving advice. You should go. And then my friend said, no, no problem. I'll be all right. It's okay. It's okay. It will pass. But after 1 hour, his situation got worse. I can see that he's like passing out. He's got high temperature. Situation is kind of critical. So I say, no, Ahmed, you must go to doctor. You must. You see, I'm saying you must go because I can see it's my opinion. Now it was advised, it was should. But now because the critical situation, I'm saying it is necessary. You must go to doctor. And I'll take him to the doctor with myself. I took him to the doctor and doctor checked. It's good that you came. He wrote the medicine, everything. And then doctor said what? You must come after 2 days again. Now it's the doctor's opinion. Doctor said you must come after 2 days again for checkup. Huh? So the doctor believes that it is important. But now after 2 days, I say what? I say, Ahmad, you have to go to doctor. Why? It is not my opinion. It's not Ahmad's opinion. Doctor said that. Doctor put this condition. Doctor put this condition. Now it's a rule, right? So now you have to go to doctor. You see, when something is not your opinion and that is important to do, we say have to. But if you think something is important according to your thinking, it will be must. And I'm talking about positive only, guys. Positive structure. Why I'm saying positive? Because the negative of have to and negative and must, totally opposite of their positive. What does it mean? When I say have to, it's important. But when I say you don't have to, it is optional. It is up to you. If you do it, do it. If you don't do it, don't do it. You see? اختيار. Huh? You don't have to. You don't have to cook tonight because, everyone is full. You don't have to. There is no need. But if I say you mustn't, now look at that, you mustn't. Now it's a rule. ممنوع in Arabic. ممنوع. You are not allowed. It's a rule. So the positive of must is not a rule. It is personal thinking, necessary. But when I say you mustn't, it is a rule. ممنوع. You're not allowed to do that. Like you mustn't sit on the chair. It is painted. You mustn't cross the grass. We've just planted flowers there. Don't have to. It's up to you. Do you see, guys? Different, right? Now, this is a general explanation, so I'm just going to go through it here. Rules and obligation, I've explained that. I have to speak English at work, positive. If it's she has to. Negative, we use don't and doesn't. Like we don't have to wear uniform at this school. That means like it's optional. He doesn't have to. Like when I say he or she, we say doesn't. He doesn't have to work on Saturdays. Question, I use do or does. Do I have to buy a grammar book? Like it is important for me. Do I need that? Or what time does she have to get up in the morning? If she goes to school, what time does she have to get up in the morning? You see, guys, I don't know if you have noticed or not. Here we're treating have to just like a normal verb, like go, play, eat. What do I mean by that? When you want to make negative, I'm using don't and doesn't. Like I play, I don't play. She doesn't play. Huh? Or do you play? Do you go? Does she play? Does she go? Normal, when we want to make negative and question for normal verb, present simple, we use do, does. The same rule we apply for have to, or have to, or has to is a he and she. Because we treat it in grammar, we treat have to like a normal verb, guys. So I've explained that. Now must and mustn't, it is not a normal verb. It is a modal verb. Modal. Modal, it means we use must with another verb to change the mode of it. Mode, it means kayfiyya. Must, it means what kind of kayfiyya? Necessity. Daruriya. As a mode, as a kayfiyya. So like you must go. I must go. You mustn't do that. Huh? So modal verbs, we don't get help from do, does. No. Negative, it will be mustn't. If I want to make question, must itself, I put it before the subject. Like, must I go now? Must he come now? You see, we use must. Like can I go? Can I speak? We use can before the subject. The same thing happens here. As you can see, you must do your homework tonight. This is my opinion. I am thinking it is necessary. It is not a rule. She must tidy her room before she goes out. It is not law. It is not rule. But I think that it is necessary now. Now, negative, you mustn't leave the bags here. Like, don't do it. You see? You mustn't leave means don't leave it. Mamnur. Not allowed. Or I mustn't forget to call her tonight. You see? I mustn't forget to call her tonight. I said something problem happened because I promised maybe, you see? Must I go to bed now? Is it necessary now for me to go? When must we decide about the party? Must. If I want to make question, I just put must before the subject. I here subject. We here is subject. In Arabic, فاعل. Okay, that's covered. As you can see now, they're explaining whatever I said. Look, must and have to. Right? Must and have to are very similar, but there is small difference. We normally use have to, have to. We normally use have to for general obligation. Like what? Rule at work, as I said, school, rule at school, or it's a law maybe, قانون. Example, like we have to start work at 7. I'm talking about company. We normally, what about must is a personal obligation, you see? General obligation. I said external obligation. External, something from outside. External means something from outside, not from you. Or general obligation. A personal obligation, it is you who think. Personal thinking. One that the speaker impose it means darur. Huh? Like parent, maybe parent to a child. You must go to bed now. See? Parent thinks it's important or it is necessary. But we can use either must or have to in speaking. See, either it means no problem. In speaking, you can say must or you can say have to. It's okay. Mustn't and don't have to, as I said, totally opposite. Mustn't and don't have completely, see, different meanings. Like you mustn't go. You mustn't go. It is prohibited, you see. Mamnur, prohibited. Men, don't go. You don't have to go. You can go if you want, but it is not necessary. It's optional. Okay. Now the last point, impersonal you. Impersonal you, what does it mean? Sometimes we say you. When I say you, I don't mean you. I mean people, general. I'm talking about the general public. Like what? You have to wear seat belt in a car. It's a rule. Huh? You have to wear seat belt in a car. I'm not talking about Sumaya or Ahmed, Mr. Ahmed. No, I'm talking about, I'm explaining the general rule for the public. So we use you. You have to wear. Or you mustn't take photos in the museum. Like when you enter the museum, they will put this. You mustn't take photos in the museum. So when they say you, they're addressing to the public. They're talking to the public, guys. That is the meaning of impersonal you. Questions?
Teacher, why we can't say I have to go? It's the same. I have to go. I have to go.
You can say, yeah, I have to go. I have to go. You can say that, no
But
problem.
here is writing I have to go, not I have to go.
No, no, no. You can make contraction. I have to go. You can.
Okay.
Or actually, now I'm gonna add it here. I gotta go. You know, like you must have had it a lot, right? I
Yes.
gotta go. Right, I'm just gonna make it a little bigger now. Like to say, I gotta go. I gotta go is actually I have got to go. I have got to go. It means I have to go. Same thing. What is the difference? In speaking language, and especially in British accent or Britain in Britain or in England, They don't say have, they say have got. Like I have a brother, I've got a brother. I have a camera, I've got a camera. I have to go, I've got to go, or I have got to go. When it's like, fast speaking, I gotta go. Uh, Americans say I gotta go, but British people say I've got to go. I've got to go. But Americans, they took it, I've got to go, like I gotta go. You understand? It means I must go. You understand, Mariam?
Yes, teacher, thank you.
Right. Okay, so A, let's do A. Complete the sentence with the correct form of have to. So all the apps, we don't use have to. Maybe don't have to, doesn't have to, has to, have to, past simple, had to. Hmm? So, Sumaya, number one.
Teacher, A,
A, yeah, A, number one, yes.
Janica
Janice,
has,
Janice.
Janice, okay. Janice have to,
No, no,
it's
has to.
has to
Because Janice
study.
is she, she is a girl.
Yes.
Janice has to study very hard because she has exams soon. All right, Mr. Ahmed?
You have to pay a ticket before you get on the bus.
You have to buy. That's correct. You have to. Yes. Abdurrahman?
Your sister.
So your sister
Um,
is she.
uh,
That's a question.
Hi. Do you sister?
No, no. Your sister, it will be does.
Does does your sister
Uh-huh.
uh, does your sister has
No, have
your
to.
most have
Yeah,
to
have to.
Mm.
Because after that,
Does
we must use infinitive, masdar. Abdurrahman,
Mm.
after does and do, does, do, did. Does, do, did. Or don't, doesn't, didn't. After them, the verb always infinitive, masdar. You understand?
I understand.
Mariam?
Mike don't have to wear a little ugly uniform on.
No, there's a positive. Mike is he. So I say have to or has to? Which one?
Has to.
Has to, yeah. Mike has to. Mike has to wear, because it's a school rule, a really ugly uniform at his new school and he hates it. Right, Sumaya?
We have to get up early tomorrow.
We have to get up. That's correct. We have to get up really early tomorrow. Our flight leaves at 6:30. Yes, Mr. Ahmed.
Harry has to work today.
No, no, no. Look, he has a day off.
Harry
Negative.
don't has
Harry,
don't
Yes.
Harry is he. He
Doesn't.
doesn't
doesn't doesn't have to. Yes, yes, Abdurrahman.
Can you wait a minute? I have to make a phone call.
I have to, that's correct. Can you wait a moment? I have to make a phone call. Mariam, last one. Question.
Do we?
Does we have to go to bed?
We don't say does. Do. Because does we use for he, she, it.
She it.
So do, Mariam?
Do we have to go?
That's correct. Yeah. Do we have to go? Do we have to go to bed? It's only 10 o'clock. Good. So we're gonna work on B now. Let me give you some time, yeah? So I want you to familiarize yourself with the exercises, questions. So look, circle the correct form. So there are two options. We need to circle the correct form. Some of them, both okay. So if you think both are correct, we tick it. We tick it. Okay? So like 2 minutes, I'm gonna be silent. All right, Mariam, number one is for you then.
You don't have to cross the road when the traffic lights are red.
So you don't have to.
You
It means
don't,
if you want, you can cross it. Is that what you want to say?
Most.
When the traffic light, when the traffic
you
light is
must,
red for
you
you,
must
you
cross the road.
mustn't. You mustn't because the car will be passing. So you cannot say you don't have to. You mustn't. Don't cross it because you
But
will have
it's
accident. Huh?
It's allow. Allow.
No, imagine, Mariam, you want to cross the road. There's a traffic light for you, for passengers, so for pedestrians. So there's a red and there's a green. If it's a
Yes.
red, you cross or not?
No.
No, because if you cross, car will hit you.
Yes, it's true, but I say it's low too.
Okay, imagine the car is coming and you don't have to. If you don't have to. If you want, cross it. If you don't want, don't cross it. Like, how does it work? I mean, according to the traffic law, traffic rules, when it's red, you should not do that. Do you know that?
Yes.
So here, you mustn't cross the road when the traffic light are red. Or even if you are a driver, you got a car, it's red color. You must stop, or like you have to stop. Okay, so you mustn't cross. But this is for obviously pedestrians. So don't have to, no good, guys. Okay, Mr. Ahmed, number two.
What do must do when I finish this exam exercise?
So this is both correct, guys.
Yes.
I can say, what do I have to? What do I have to do when I finish this exercise? Or what must I do when I have this exercise? So do I have to and must I? Both correct. It's okay. Both of them, as I said, like necessity. Like, what do I have to? It means you're talking about the rule. What must I do? This is also talking about your personal, like what is necessary for me. Three, Abdurrahman.
The concert is free. You don't you don't have to buy.
You don't have to pay, yes. Because there is no need to pay. You don't have to pay. That's correct. Sumaya, number
You
four.
don't have to.
So why we don't say mustn't pay? Don't have
Right.
I know it, but mustn't.
You mustn't pay. It means don't pay. Don't pay because if you pay, there will be a problem.
Okay.
Like a mamnu'. Mamnu'. Like why mamnu'? I can give it to you. Like if I give, they will take it. I mean, if you give money to me, I will take it. No problem. There's no like mamnu'. Nothing will happen. That's why. Number four.
Yes. We'll
We are late for the meeting.
we're late for the meeting.
Mhm.
We have to go now. I think both of them.
Both of them correct, yes. I can say we have to go, like it's a rule, maybe. Or we must go. Personally, I'm thinking, personally, it is necessary. Now I have to go. I must go. So both correct, number four, guys. Mariam, number five.
You mustn't leave the door open. The dog will get out.
Yes. Like you mustn't leave. Don't do it because the dog will get out. So you don't have to. No good, guys. Mr. Ahmed.
I have to. I I must pay Jan back the money she lent me. I have to pay Jan's too. Boss is
Both are
correct.
correct. Yes, both correct. I have to pay. That means you promised it. You promised, so it's a rule. So you have to. I must pay. Passionately, you're feeling the responsibility to pay. So that's both correct. Yes, Abdurrahman.
In Bre in Bridge
In Britain,
in Britain, you have to drive on the left.
yeah, you have to drive on the left because it's a law. It's a law. You have to. It's a law.
Wow.
So we don't say you must.
Oh,
Yeah, in speaking okay, but because it's a law, we go for you have to. Right, Sumaya?
You don't have both of them.
No, 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 no.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to be tall to be good at football. Like Messi is short, so he's playing. But if I say you mustn't be tall, it means you must be short. All the football players must be short. It doesn't make sense, right? So
Okay.
no good. So it's only you don't have to be. That's it, guys. So grammar is done. So we're gonna move to the main page, to the rest of the book. So I can stop the recording now then.